Good evening, Lake Orion. It's October. It's playoff baseball. The colors are starting to turn, and Ian Witherspoon's shirt is absolutely incredible. I am Garrett Callouts, and I am a guest on the 50th episode of Between Taorminas.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas, where we're happy to celebrate our 50th episode.
50.
Who would have ever thought? 50 years?
50 years. 50 years.
Please.
50.
Oh, geez, 50 years.
50
episodes has been hard enough. You know?
Yeah. Hey, imagine us doing the show when we're 50.
I don't want to think about that. All right, well, sports have been good. Sports have been bad. This has been a weekend where sports have been good.
Yeah.
The Tigers up 2-0 in the division, or in the divisional series, I should say.
ALDS.
I'm hearing a ringing and echoing. You guys hear that?
Yes.
Is that just me? Either way. Up 2-0, heading to Oakland tonight. What in the world is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Guys, thoughts? Thoughts about the weekend?
Baseball gods must have been listening to you, my friend. You said on this show last week, going to Oakland 2-0. On this exact day, what are they? 2-0. So you know what? I'm busting my broom out.
Really?
I'm busting it out.
If you look at it here, I think the series is about over. If you look at what the Tigers have done, this series, they battled Oakland. They basically beat Oakland at their own game. Basically, and, we'll see what happens tonight down in Oakland. Brent Anderson's going for the A's tonight.
Which we did pretty well against last time we saw him, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Antonio Cromartie?
Put the picture on the Oakland Athletics. They're done. It is curtains for the Athletics.
No one has any faith in these A's here tonight, huh?
I'm not saying that the Athletics they have done well at home. They have, if you remember, they beat Texas 3 games at home. This is Oakland's first impression in front of their home fans. They're going to be excited.
Since Texas.
Mm-hmm. They're going to be excited. They're going to be jacked up. They're going to be loving life because they made the playoffs. Problem is they're down 2-0. They're down 2-0, and the Tigers have had experience. Now, a lot of people, I had a discussion with a good friend of mine, Jared Lee, about experience.
Okay.
And he feels that experience is not going to play a key in this game.
Well, are you kidding me?
I think experience will play a role tonight, and I think the Tigers have been there in these situations, and they've actually won games on the road. If you look at New York.
Last time the Tigers went to Oakland, they got swept.
When?
Earlier in the year, we got Brandon DeCruz and Brandon Inge.
They split 2-2. 4-game series, they split it.
Mm-hmm. And then we won 2 out of 3 here. Bob Melvin has been there before. I believe he was there with Arizona in 2001. I believe he was with Bob Brenly. Anyways, this Tigers team has shown that they are able to overcome a lot of obstacles. The starting pitching has fallen into place. And yes, the bullpen's been shaky, but you know what? Leland's made the decisions that he's had to make as a manager for the postseason baseball. Playing Danny Worth, subbing in Don Kelly, and getting production from his secondary players when he needs them. So what does Donnie Kelly do?
It's a fly
Tigers
ball.
win.
Let's look at the bullpen here. Let's look at it here.
Look at the bullpen in Game 2.
In Game 2, Joaquin Benoit gave up a tying run, and he gave up the go-ahead run at the time. You got to look at here. The bullpen is still a concern in this matchup. Because if you look at it here, the Tigers, their bullpen scares them every time. You give it to the starter, you know what I mean? The bullpen will somehow find a way to blow it, even though Albuquerque blew a kiss to the baseball in the 9th inning.
Well,
yes, he did.
He didn't blow a kiss to it. He kissed the thing.
He kissed the baseball.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't. It matters about your bullpen. Obviously, if you have a guy going in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. but Detroit has one of the best starting rotations that can go at least 7 innings. And tonight, Anibal Sanchez is going, and people aren't going to give him the kind of credit that he deserves. The past 5-6 starts, he has been absolutely outstanding for this team. And
His competition, though, has not been that good.
Very true.
What about a start against Oakland? Not his
That
best
wasn't
start.
so great. Yes, that wasn't so great. But
So you have faith, though.
I do. I think Anibal's probably going to go about 6 or 7 innings, and he'll be able to, give up a couple runs. I mean, he'll give up a couple runs. That'll, most pitchers in the playoffs, it's hard to pitch a shutout.
Sure.
But he'll probably have a stat line where he goes 6 2/3. He'll probably give up anywhere between 5 or 6 hits and have a couple runs earned. He'll really control the game tonight, and then they'll be able to go to Dotel, Benoit, and Valverde, and just be able to shut the thing down.
Where's your faith in Sanchez?
Dotel's not playing this series, isn't he?
Why would he not be?
I thought he was off the roster.
He's on the roster, baby. Oh, yeah.
Villarreal's off the roster.
Where's your faith level in Sanchez?
My faith level? I have the absolute faith in Sanchez. I have the absolute faith in the Tigers.
They're ending it tonight.
I think they're
And they're going to go wait for the Yankees on Saturday.
either the Yankees or the Orioles.
It's the Yanks.
Bring out the brooms.
You think it's going to
It
be the
wouldn't
Evil
surprise
Empire?
me they go 4.
It
I
wouldn't
did
surprise me
say
either.
5, but,
I just think the Tigers are locked in. Right
me
now.
on a copy of Anibal Sanchez right now tonight. I hate to say this to poor Pat Caputo, but
Say it to the camera.
this is my number. Thank you.
What does that mean?
2.
2 what?
2, because if Ant's giving out a good confidence letter in Sanchez, I don't have a lot of confidence in him tonight.
So your confidence level's 2 out of 10?
Yeah, basically.
All right, they're going to win then.
Yeah, they're
Cold.
I
All right.
I do think though that Oakland going into this game is still going to play a
Oakland
little
needs this
bit.
game.
Oakland is going to play a little bit more aggressively tonight because
yeah.
obviously they're going back where they won their AL West title, and I think now they know the connotations of what happened back there, and what's happened with them with Coco Crisp and missing that ball and everything like that.
Yep. How about real quick? 3 RBIs for the Tigers in this series. 1 run scored on a hit. Does that mean anything to anybody?
Nope.
No.
Tigers are doing pretty well.
Fate.
For not having a hit.
They're not having a hit yet.
By the way, that hit is my man Alex Avila's home run.
Yep.
We all remember that, right?
Who is the
Opposite
benefactor?
field.
He's the X factor going down the stretch here. You have him healthy this offseason. He should do what he's supposed to do for you.
All right, so next week when we come back,
Let's hope the Tigers we'll be talking more Tigers next week.
let's hope we're talking about them playing the Yanks.
Or the Orioles.
No, I want the Yankees.
You
All
got-
right,
you
we
got-
come back on Between Taorminas. We're going to talk a little Lake Orion football. Stay tuned now, huh?
Bless you, boys.
Prescription drug abuse is a national epidemic. The new in way to obtain drugs is through parents' or grandparents' medicine chests. Removing prescriptions from your cabinet is the best way to keep drugs out of the hands of our young people. We've got to work together to protect our teens, our seniors, and our environment. Clean out your medicine cabinet today. Please participate in Operation Medicine Cabinet and drop off your unwanted or expired prescriptions at one of our law enforcement drop-off sites in Oakland County. We can't ignore this situation anymore.
We want a Habitat home.
I love working on my Habitat home.
Soy dueño de una casa de Habitat.
My neighbor is a Habitat homeowner.
Being a Habitat homeowner has changed our lives.
My mortgage payment for Habitat is less than what I paid for rent.
Habitat for Humanity of Oakland County currently has homes available with mortgage payments lower than most rent payments. If you or someone you know needs decent and affordable housing, call 248-338-1843 or visit our website at habitatoakland.org.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas, where Sammy doesn't wear a mic because he doesn't need one. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
1,000
Okay.
points to you, my friend.
All right. Well, whose line is it anyway?
Yes.
Good call. Okay, boys. Lake Orion played yet another football game.
Yeah, they blew out Pontiac. I'm
Big
homecoming.
surprise.
Big
Wisner Stadium, huh? All right, let's talk about it.
There's not a lot to say about it. It was this ugly from
Yeah.
the get-go. Not a lot to talk about.
Okay, so we can go to
Credit
the
where
next
credit's
segment.
due. It was 42-0 at half.
They'll get a challenge this week.
Clarkston.
It's Clarkson.
It's
Clarkston
Clarkston.
week.
It's Clarkston.
Them Wolves.
All right. Anything you want to touch on about Pontiac though at all?
Nope.
I didn't go to the game, so I don't know.
Nothing.
Nope.
Well,
Anything?
Pontiac played hard, but I mean, this is the game to talk about is Clarkston. And
Okay, there's this
both
game,
teams
and then
are
there's
7. Then
one
the
more
winner,
after that?
the winner of that game plays Oak Park, and the loser of that game plays Farmington.
Okay.
But let's look at Clarkston.
Let's take a peek.
You want to go first?
Clarkston's going to be a team it's a very interesting team. They have a very good running back in Ian Erickson. Ian Erickson, of course, he had a big game last week against Troy at 296 yards and 4 touchdowns.
1,000 yards.
He's a 1,000-yard rusher. Clarkson benefits on running a few good plays, especially from the power offense. They run a lot of power, trap, ISO, dive, misdirection, But basically, he's the key to Clarkson's offense. If you shut down Erickson, along with quarterback Joe Zazula, then I think you can beat Clarkson. Because if you look at it here, Clarkson's passing game is not the greatest. When I saw him last week against Troy had 4 opportunities to score. They couldn't get it done, and Ian Erickson made them pay with long touchdown runs.
This game is going to be decided on 2 things, maybe 3.
Uno.
The first one is going to be the battle in the trenches.
Dos.
Between between both lines of the football, offensive and defensive lines of the football.
Trenches.
That's what the trenches are. Trench warfare. Number 2.
Little World War I reset, huh? Trench warfare.
Number 2.
Okay.
Number 2. Can the Dragons' defense contain Ian Erickson?
Well,
That's going to be the challenge because he's going to get the ball about 85-90% of the time.
It must be something in the name.
Yeah. Number 3, can Clarkson's defense contain the Lake Orion offense? Because you look at it, Lake Orion, as we all know, has a potent running attack.
Potent.
Yep.
Ugh.
Of Arnold, Esther, and Miller.
This.
If you shut down Miller, how do you shut down Arnold and Esther? And if you shut down Arnold and Esther, how do you shut down Miller? And then also you got the wide receiver cores with the quarterbacks. I think that Delora's the better quarterback.
The key to this
also,
game
Chance
is the
a better wide
passing game.
receiver.
The key to this game is the passing game. Because if you look at it here, the first team is going to establish a passing game is going to win this game. You got to look at it here. Lake Orion took a lot of gambles against Pontiac last week, especially in the passing game. Clarkston did not. Clarkston was really conservative. You know what I mean? Kurt Richardson has had that reputation of being very conservative.
That's true.
But of course, you got to look at here.
What a conservative.
You got to look at it here. Zuzula did not complete a pass last week. You know what I mean? And I don't know if he can this week against a very aggressive Dragon defense.
Well, I think this week, while I'm not, the biggest high school football junkie out there, I watch enough to get me by. I think this week will speak numbers for these teams. It's going to be a very good, warm up to what they're going to receive in the playoffs. And, you have 2 of the best coaches probably in the OAA going out, or better coaches in the OAA going with Bell and Richardson there. And I think, Lake Orion's got that.
Don't forget Bob Dowd.
No.
Yes, don't be a Bob Dowd. Anyways. I think Lake Orion's going to learn from what happened last year. You're up a certain point on Clarkston, and to just let that unravel the way that it did with that, albeit inexperienced and young defense, is really, I think, going to be the motivation for them because the game is here and where living is vacation. So
this Clarkson team kind of reminds you of Oxford last year.
Uh-oh.
You remember Erickson is not Prescott line.
Well, also, Jesse Chadwell is not Colin Getz.
Correct. But, you look at it's kind of, it feels similar, but it's not, that's the question. Have the Dragons learned
a
from
lot of
last year?
people hype up how good Clarkson's big line is. How good their line is.
How good their kicker is.
How good their kicker is. But I'm going to use one game that really tells me that Clarkson should have lost. A few weeks ago, they were at Stony Creek.
Yep.
It was on Stony Creek's homecoming. Stony Creek had Clarkston beat. It was 21-14. I don't even know how Stony Creek, and then Stony Creek was at Clarkson's 20-yard line. They turned the ball over on that drive, and Clarkson went down and scored. You know, that was your whole ball game right there, and Clarkson ended up winning that game. If you look at it here, if you speed Clarkson up, I think you can beat Clarkson, because I don't know if Clarkson's got the weapons to handle a Lake Orion team, especially a team if you have to speed them up, especially when it gets in the playoff time, because we're going to be seeing those teams like a Walled Lake Northern or a Lakeland, or even, maybe a possible rematch. You know what I mean? It's still there. Everything's still on the table.
It's a rivalry game. Both teams are going to feel it in the locker rooms. They know what this means for their season. They know that they hate that they hate
I wouldn't
each
say
other.
they hate. They respect each other, but I wouldn't say that they, they're not fond of each other, but they respect each other.
I hate the Wolves. Hate them.
At least
hate those stupid
it's
helmets.
in Dragon Country this year, and no comment on that.
Just kidding. The helmets are all right. They look familiar, though. They look familiar, yeah. So ultimately, what wins? Power or speed?
Speed wins this game, and here's why. I think if you look at it here, when Clarkson played Troy last week, Troy shockingly shut down the Cherry Twins.
Or Clarkson,
excuse me. But
Dang.
I think if you look at Lake Orion's got way too many weapons. I talked to Keith Dunlap of MI Prep Zone
No,
today.
you did not.
Yes, I did.
What'd he say?
He said that this game's going to be a low-scoring game.
He's nuts.
I think he makes a good point, but I think it's good. I think it's going to be. I'm going to say my projection this game is going to be Lake Orion 21, Clarkson 14. Lake Orion scores late to win.
I think what's going to happen is, Lake. How many runners does Lake Orion have?
Lots.
5. How many does Clarkson have? 1.
Couple.
One guy is not going to beat an entire team. Prescott line, I was able to do it last year, but Erickson's no Prescott line.
This ain't last year either.
This isn't last year either. The Dragons are a lot better defensively. Also, the Dragons are a lot better offensively.
They've only allowed 9 points a game this year.
Yeah, the Dragons have only allowed 9 points a game. Also, the Dragons have scored about 43 points a game.
I think they've let up. They've only let up.
They've only let up 9 points. Clarkson's allowed 13.
I think the Dragons win this game against Clarkston and then go on to play Oak Park next week.
Yes. The great Sean Casey once said speed kills, but in this case, I don't think speed's going to kill at all. I see Lake Orion taking this home. It's going to be a closer game than I think it should be, but I think in the long run, good old green and white's going to be OAA Red champions. So, signed, sealed, delivered, 28-17.
I'm going to say Lake Orion 35, Clarkston 14. Good enough?
And you don't normally give scores.
No, this one I have a feeling about, though. Touch my soul.
It's Clarkston.
It's Clarkston. All right, we come back. Hopefully the ringing from this microphone will stop, and we're going to do some call-outs. Please stay tuned.
3 students were in the hospital this past weekend.
2 honor roll students were hospitalized last night.
5 local students lost their college scholarships last night.
Another local high school student has passed away.
Another 3 dead.
Claimed the life of another local teenager.
The cause?
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
I don't want to be another number.
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 I don't want to be just another number.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas, where we get to the favorite part of every episode, call-out segment. Yay. And you got some extra juicy ones here for number 50, I understand.
Oh, yeah.
No Bob Dowd, though.
No Bob Dowd.
Bob Dowd.
Bob Dowd will be called out sometime in the very near future, though.
Can't stand Bob Dowd.
All right.
Oh, that man, Bob Dowd.
We have our holidays coming up. Halloween is around the corner. But one holiday seems to always tend to come up, and that's Easter. Easter Bunny.
Uh-oh.
Simple. Look at you, man. You got a holiday named after you, but yet I still see you all the time. I heard you got good friends with several people. I heard you're a superhero. Easter Bunny. Get a clue, man! Easter Bunny. I heard you got Easter eggs. Get those Easter eggs somewhere else.
Did you fight in a bar room?
Yeah, fought in the bar room.
Good God.
I like those
What does the Easter Bunny drink?
I like those candy
Drinks
eggs.
beer, I heard.
Beer?
Yeah, drinks beer.
Beer.
Easter Bunny.
Is there an alcoholic carrot juice?
Maybe.
Easter Bunny.
Okay.
Maybe
He has
I'm
one.
ashamed of you, man. I just am. You know, you just got to get a life, man. Simple as that.
You should join the Marines.
Join
Who
the
knows?
Coast Guard.
Who knows? My next call out,
Santa Claus?
no. I called him out a couple weeks ago.
Tooth Fairy.
No.
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
But he does resemble a stupid, hideous outfit.
Uh-oh.
But, I mean, you look at the outfit. I questioned his outfit last week. I questioned whether he was a superhero or not. He ends up going on the Big Ten Network, making a complete, I don't know, of himself. And also he's on the Detroit News. Connor Stallings. Why?
Hail to the victors, valiant.
Quiet!
Hail to the...
Quiet!
Quiet!
Okay. Connor, why? Simple. My goodness. I've told you before with the uniform. Are you a superhero? You don't look like a superhero. Are you supposed to be one?
That looks really good on him.
Look at the outfit, man.
I like the wig.
How long has he been growing his hair out for?
Connor,
Did the red slash mark come with it?
I don't know what to say about you. Oh my goodness.
Well, if you're gonna make the same thing here, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I compare Connor Stallings' outfit to Bambi. Connor Stallings, why? Let's look at it here with this here. Why in the world are you still wearing that thing? Why? Why? I know I'm in a cage right now, but that is the most hideous outfit I've seen. You deserve that asterisk. You deserve that asterisk. There's a reason why you do. You know, Connor Stallings, you know, you look like you're not Bruce Banner. There's no way you're Bruce Banner. To me, you're puny Banner.
What about Bambi?
And you're Bambi. And Bambi would be better in that. In that outfit. Heck, if I were you, I'd go in, take that Mason blue off, and repaint yourself green and white in favor of the Spartans. In favor of the Spartans.
Hail to the victors.
Shut up. You gotta look at it here, Connor. Okay? You know, Michigan State's coming up in November.
October 20th.
Oh, sorry, October 20th. Okay, thank you for that. Michigan State is going to win that game over Michigan. And, of course, let's look at it here.
Ask Indiana.
What's Denard's record against the Spartans this year? Oh, yeah, 0-3.
0-0. He hasn't played
Who's your
yet.
daddy?
0-3. Denard is 0-3 against the Spartans.
Simple.
Connor Stallings, there's plenty of time to change to the green and white side and be a Spartan fan. Connor, you should say this. Spartans, what is your profession? Oh, oh, oh. Okay. And my last call out, of course, is of course I have a huge beef with these four lunatics known as life.
Aren't they all Pat Caputo's friends or
They're
enemies?
all Pat Caputo's friends and all Pat Caputo's enemies. All the commissioners of the all four major sports: Bud Selig, Roger Goodell, Crybaby David Stern, and Gary Bettman. First, I'm going to do Bud Selig. Bud Selig, right. I respect you, though, okay? But, you know, you were the first, and I applaud you for this. You were the first commissioner to make sure that a labor strike did not happen, and you signed a good deal with the players' union. And you did it all quietly. That makes me happy as a sports fan. I can applaud you for that.
What about the wild card method?
And, of course, the wild card method. I like it. I love it. Bud Selig, you're a good man. What?
What?
The next one here.
I'm with this lunatic
The
here.
next one here.
What about the All-Star game?
That's Roger Goodell.
What about
Roger Goodell,
interleague
why?
play?
You make a complete fool of yourself when you go with the Saints bounty scandal. You made a complete fool about it. And, of course, you end up losing in federal court. And of course, you make a deal with NBC, yeah. Why would you make a deal with NBC? Why?
What about the
Him and Gary
replacement
Bettman are
officials?
friends.
Have you seen Faith Hill?
Yeah, I have.
What about the officials?
And of course, the officials union. Why? You almost ruined the integrity of the game. You're a disgrace, Roger Goodell.
It's because he knows Bob
And then the
Dowd.
next one, of course, is David Stern. David Stern, why? NBA is starting up again. Yoo-hoo, the NBA. Woo! I want my NBA champion. You know what I mean? David Stern, quit being a crybaby. Quit being a princess pony pop. Quit being a corporation. Sorry, lunatic. You know what I mean? You deserve to be in a Wile E. Coyote mask going down to a cliff. That's what I view you as. And of course, and your crybaby friend, LaQueen James, of course, he deserves to be going down a cliff with you.
You're going to break another toe if you keep banging that
And the
can.
last one, of course, is Gary Bettman.
Words cannot explain.
Words cannot explain this guy. Gary Bettman, why? Let's look at you like this. How many? You've been in 3 lockouts! 3 lockouts! Including this one. I had to watch the Cage show today. I had to watch the Cage show because of you. It is all your fault that hockey's not in session. It's your fault. You know it. Gary Bettman, you are the disgrace of the sports world. You know, and I say this, Pat Caputo agrees with me. Gary Bettman, it's time to take a hike. Take a hike and get out of my life. You disgraced little punk.
Ooh.
Wow.
You done?
You done?
I agree.
Wow.
I agree with everything.
I feel like I need a drink after watching you do
wow.
that.
I mean,
Man.
oh my goodness gracious.
All right.
That was good.
You got anything to say?
Yes, actually. I have a few things on my chest that I need to get off here.
Are they appropriate?
Yes, they are,
okay,
actually.
go ahead then.
And it's about this team that's on my shirt here, the Detroit Tigers.
Sure.
And all their fans, not these 3 guys here, because we all know
Well,
that
there's
they're
only,
all.
I see 3 fans. This guy.
Well, yeah, this guy right here. Anyways,
Go Sox.
my
2013.
Tiger fans disgust me right now. They disgust me. Words can't even describe it. You rip on Jim Leland because of the decisions he's made in the regular season. Well, where did those decisions get you? Albeit they weren't the best decisions in the world, some of them. But where did they get you? They got you to be a 2-time Central Division champion. Stop complaining about Jim Leland, okay? He's one of the best managers in the entire league. Davey Johnson, Buck Showalter, Bob Melvin, all those guys make the same exact choices that Jim Leland does, but because no one likes him in this town, because we have no baseball fans, this isn't a baseball town. This is all on you. Because when this team goes to the ALCS and gets to the World Series, people are still going to want his neck. And that is a travesty because he is one of the game's best. He is one of the game's best, arguably.
All right. Arguably. I think Hawk Harrelson would make a better manager.
Quiet.
Just kidding.
I wonder what his golf score is.
It's pretty high. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sammy, I think, has got a tea time with him.
Ooh, yeah. Him and Adam Dunn. All right. Well, 50th episode in the bag. It was fun. Good call-outs. Good to have you aboard.
Thank you, sir. Rest in peace, Bud Lynch.
Go Tigers. R.I.P. Bud Lynch. Good man. And
Go Stars, we have a hockey season.
Go Dragons.
Go Dragons. Stay tuned for some KHL action featuring Moscow versus Serbia right here on ONTV.
Good night, Lake Orion.
Bye, Lake Orion.